We begin by taking a look at pipeline failures attributed to internal corrosion in Alberta, with a total of 14,000 failure events since 1978 and 11,400 in the West Central and Northwest regions. Examination of the failures demonstrates that nearly all of these failures occur within 200 days following a startup event, following a period of suspended operations, with some failures occurring in less than 30 days. Well production patterns from upstream wells in the East Central and Northwest regions highlight the relationship between pipeline reactivations following a shut-in period. The corrosion failures are consistently isolated pitting corrosion damage along the bottom of the pipeline. In contrast, bottom-of-the-line general corrosion is observed in the eastern and southeastern regions of Alberta with no strong relationship to on-off production cycles. The corrosion damage and corrosion rates in these regions are consistent with expected corrosion attributed to normally produced oil, gas, and water fluids. Our industry has a tendency to assign a single root cause failure factor to pipeline failures. In this case, it is logical to conclude that corrosion damage occurs during the period of suspended pipeline operation in central and northwest regions. In response, regulations have been put in place for 25 years that demand action be taken within 12 months of suspended operations to render the pipeline environment non-corrosive. Of course, there are many contradictions to this conclusion and response. First, internal corrosion continues to be the #1 cause of failures within the East Central and Northwest production regions, even though there is strong compliance to the regulations. Pipelines continue to fail within 200 days following reactivation. Second, corrosion rates should diminish in shut-in pipelines compared to an operating pipeline, as the corrosive environment is no longer sustained by a supply of produced fluids. It is certainly a surprise that the environment within a non-operating pipeline is capable of creating high corrosion rate pitting corrosion damage, often full of debris, when this type of corrosion was not present prior to the pipeline being shut in. Finally, the corrosion rates experienced upon reactivation of the pipelines is often 50 times greater than the corrosion rate experienced prior to the shut-in event. When a more rigorous investigation is conducted on these pipeline failures, an investigation that considers a network of possible contributing factors that interact to cause the corrosion damage, the conclusion changes. The updated conclusion is that the 8,200 historical failures in these problematic regions actually occurs at the startup of the upstream well or wells and not during the shut-in period. Our response to this new conclusion has been to use data pattern analytical methods and machine learning since 2010 to create algorithms that consider the implication of upstream well dynamics and the uplift of fugitive corrosive materials into our pipelines. Properly aligning mitigation to pipeline condition prevents new corrosion from beginning and stops existing corrosion damage from growing to failure. In these two cases, the companies operate a total of approximately 8,000 pipelines. Alignment of mitigation to actual pipeline conditions not only eliminated internal corrosion pipeline failures, but contributed also to a combined savings in direct chemical costs of over $8 million per year. We will continue to examine the industry focus on discontinued pipelines in Episode 2 by showcasing a proven method that more simply addresses the corrosion risk during suspended operations at a substantially reduced cost compared to standard industry methods. We hope the information was interesting and helpful. Please go ahead and contact us to discuss our ideas for how our data services and engineering assessment projects can supplement your existing integrity and field chemical teams. Visit our trustedpipelineadvisor.com website to learn more of the technical details we discussed today. Thank you for watching our video post.